All right, get ready because today we're going deep into Yellowface by R.F. Kuang.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, this book, it takes you on a wild ride
It does.
through the dark side of the publishing world, and it really sticks with you.
It really makes you think, yeah.
And we're going to unpack all the layers of this crazy story,
All those twists and turns.
explore its themes, and hopefully understand what drives people to do what they do.
Yeah, and the masks we wear, right.
Exactly.
Literally and figuratively.
So we've got one source for this deep dive, the book itself.
That's all we need. It's a good one.
It is. And at the heart of it, we've got June Hayward. She's a struggling author.
A white author, right?
Yep. And Athena Liu, her super successful friend. She's Chinese-American.
That contrast is really key to the whole story.
Yeah, right from the beginning, you can just feel June's resentment towards Athena.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything about Athena, it just screams success.
The way she writes, her effortless beauty, it's like she has it all.
And it's something that June wants so badly.
And you know what makes it so interesting? It's that we all experience that kind of envy, right? When we compare ourselves to someone who seems to have it all figured out.
It's totally relatable, and then it takes a dark turn.
Oh, yeah.
At Athena's apartment.
A fateful night.
They're celebrating Athena's book deal, and then tragedy strikes.
You said it.
Athena chokes on a pancake and dies.
Right there in her apartment.
And you'd think June would be devastated.
I mean, wouldn't you?
But she's not.
No, not at all.
She's detached.
Almost like relieved. It's creepy.
It's chilling, and it reveals a lot about June.
Her true feelings.
So then June finds Athena's unfinished manuscript.
While dealing with Athena's death.
And she decides to do the unthinkable.
To finish it.
And publish it as her own.
Wow.
Talk about an ethical dilemma.
That's putting it lightly.
Is June just an opportunist or a product of a system that rewards, this kind of behavior?
That's the question, isn't it? Kuang really digs into that throughout the book.
She exposes the hypocrisy of the publishing world. They claim to want diversity, but then exploit marginalized voices for profit.
Right, and June's plagiarism is almost like a metaphor for that.
She's both the villain and the victim.
Caught in this cutthroat system.
As June works on the manuscript, she goes through all these emotions. Guilt, excitement.
But she gets more and more confident, right? Like, she's actually good at this.
It's wild. Crown captures all that so well.
She really shows the inner turmoil of a character who knows what they're doing is wrong, but can't help but be seduced by success.
Then the book is ready to launch, and here comes the marketing machine.
Oh, boy.
And they decide to play up June's Chinese heritage.
Which isn't real.
Nope, not at all.
That's such a cynical move.
It raises so many questions about authenticity and representation.
They're basically turning June into a product.
A commodity to sell books.
And it works.
For a while, the book is a huge success.
June gets the recognition, the money, everything she ever wanted.
But it comes at a price.
Of course it does.
She's paranoid, guilty.
She's haunted, literally and figuratively, by Athena.
She starts to meet people who question her right to tell this story.
Rightfully so.
Then this mysterious Twitter account pops up, accusing her of stealing Athena's work.
Now it's getting real.
June's carefully constructed world starts to fall apart.
And who's behind it all?
Candace Lee, a former editorial assistant with a score to settle.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Candace blames June for getting fired, and she creates this whole elaborate scheme to expose her.
She's the puppet master.
But it's not just personal. Candace is angry at the whole publishing industry.
How they treat minority authors.
Tokenizing them without addressing the real issues.
It's all about appearances.
This is where the book really dives into the complexities of race and representation.
It makes you think about who benefits from these narratives of diversity.
And who gets silenced in the process.
Important questions.
And as Candace's plan unfolds, the tension builds.
Leading to a confrontation between June and Candace on the Exorcist steps in D.C.
Symbolic, right?
Very symbolic. June is literally facing her demons.
It's a showdown about race, power, identity.
All the big stuff.
And it sends June spiraling.
Down a very dark path.
Even after Candace exposes her, June clings to her success.
But there are consequences.
She can't find inspiration for a new book. She's disillusioned with the publishing world.
It's like she's lost her way.
And then there's this, her fascination with Chinese ghost stories.
Interesting.
It's like she's drawn to the culture she appropriated.
Maybe it's a way to punish herself, or maybe she's still exploiting it. Who knows?
It's a complex layer.
Definitely adds to the whole cultural appropriation theme.
And just when you think it can't get any crazier, Kuang throws us another curveball.
What now?
June gets a message on Instagram. Athena,
No way.
It's a total cliffhanger. Is Athena really back, or is June losing it?
That's where we'll leave you for now. Tune into the next part of our deep dive to find out what happens.
It's a wild ride, folks.
Man, that Instagram message, talk about a mind game.
Right. Is she losing it, or is something else going on?
It really makes you question everything.
And as we go deeper, there's even more to June and Athena's relationship than we thought.
Oh yeah, remember that flashback to their college days?
When June talks about that drunken hookup,
Yeah, that left her feeling so violated.
it's a raw look at consent and how trauma can affect you, especially in college.
And after that, their friendship starts to crack.
Because Athena writes about it, right?
Yeah, publishes a story that sounds a lot like June's experience.
In a fancy literary magazine.
It's gotta be a blow to June, seeing her pain used like that.
Makes you wonder, was Athena's success built on taking advantage of June?
It adds a whole new layer to their dynamic.
June's envy is mixed with betrayal.
And this theme of exploitation, it keeps coming up.
Yeah, the publishing industry is so quick to jump on these stories, but who are they really helping?
They talk about diversity, but they're still exploiting people for profit.
In June's journey, it reflects that.
She's both the one doing wrong and the one being wronged.
Trapped in this messed up system.
It really makes you think about the industry and its hypocrisy.
And then there's another bombshell.
Oh no, what now?
June's novella, Mother Witch.
It's plagiarized too.
Yep, lines lifted from a story Athena was working on years ago.
This confirms everything, doesn't it?
June is spiraling even further.
It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more she tries to get away from Athena, the more she repeats her mistakes.
And then she gets that message from Athena, inviting her to the exorcist steps.
Wow, the past is never really gone, is it?
It's like those ghosts we create. They always come back.
And Kuang keeps us guessing, is this real or is June imagining things?
The suspense is killing me as she's walking into a trap.
That's the brilliance of this book. You never know what's going to happen next.
June gets to the exorcist steps. She's ready for a confrontation.
With the ghost of her past.
But what she finds is something else entirely.
It's not Athena, is it?
Nope. It's Candace Lee.
The revenge plot thickens.
Candace reveals everything, her whole plan.
And June's world collapses.
It's a game changer. The ghost story was all fake.
Masterminded by Candace.
And her motives, they're complicated.
She's angry at the industry, at June, at how things are.
June becomes the symbol of everything she hates.
Their confrontation is intense, a battle of wills.
And as it escalates, Kuang builds the tension perfectly. June snaps. She attacks Candace.
Out of desperation.
It's brutal. It shows how far she's fallen.
It's like all that ambition twisted her up inside.
This is the turning point. There's no going back for June.
The truth comes out. Her career is over.
She loses everything. Her reputation, her friends.
She becomes a cautionary tale.
But even then, she still has some hope.
Hope for what?
She goes back to her childhood home, trying to remember why she loved writing.
Before it became all about fame and deception.
It's sad. You see the human cost of her choices.
She's alone, lost, and it's all her fault.
June looks through her old notebooks. She sees the contrast
between who she was and who she's become.
It's a painful process, but she's trying to make sense of it all.
She's looking for a way to fix things.
But she's drawn back into the world of Chinese ghost stories.
To write about them.
Maybe it's like she's trying to control the very thing that's haunting her.
It's a risky move, for sure.
People are skeptical. They don't trust her.
And forgiveness is hard to come by.
But then this shady publisher comes along.
Oh no, not another one.
They offer her a deal to write a dystopian thriller.
Inspired by China's one-child policy.
It's a chance for her to get back in the game.
But there's a catch, right?
She has to play into the stereotypes, the very things she's been accused of exploiting.
It's like a deal with the devil.
It shows that the industry will do anything for a buck.
Even if it means crossing ethical lines.
June is stuck. She wants redemption. But can she really get it?
That's the big question. Can she break free from this cycle? Can we ever really escape what we've done? Or are we stuck with our choices?
It's a heavy question.
Yeah.
As June works on this new thriller, you can tell she's trying to prove something.
Like, she can still write, be a real author?
Right. But there's this darkness, from her past.
It's always there.
And then she starts teaching a writing workshop.
That's a weird choice, don't you think?
After everything that's happened,
yeah.
Maybe she wants to make amends, give back.
But watching her with her students, it's like there's something else going on.
She's so harsh. So critical.
Almost cruel.
Like she's taking out her own frustrations on them.
It reminds me of how she was with Athena, always comparing herself.
And then there's this one student, Skylar.
What about her?
She's talented, effortlessly talented.
Like Athena.
Exactly. And June gets fixated on her.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
It's like she's envious, just like before.
She hasn't learned a thing.
And boom, new accusations hit.
Candace,
she has proof that June plagiarized Mother Witch, too.
there's no denying it now.
It's a total takedown. Online, everyone sees it.
The internet can be brutal.
June is public enemy number 1.
So what does she do?
She fights back. She's not giving up.
Even now?
She hires a PI to find Candace.
She's obsessed.
It's scary. She'll do anything to protect herself.
But who is she anymore? Is she a real writer or just a fake?
It's the question that's been hanging over her the whole time.
And then she gets that message from Athena.
To meet at the exorcist steps.
She has to go, right?
Like she needs answers. Closure.
But it's a trap.
Candace set her up.
And June walks right into it.
It's not Athena, it's Candace. With the truth.
The truth will set you free or destroy you.
June is confronted with everything. Candace calls out the hypocrisy, the way the industry works.
It's not just about June anymore, it's about a whole system.
And June, she breaks, she attacks Candace.
It's over now. There's no coming back from that.
That's it. The truth gets out, her career is gone.
And she retreats into those ghost stories.
It's like a loop. She can't escape.
So what's the takeaway?
Our choices have consequences. We can't outrun our past.
It's a powerful message.
This deep dive has been intense.
You went deep into this book, its themes, the dark side of publishing.
It makes you think.
If you want more of Kuang's writing, check out her Poppy War trilogy.
It's incredible.
Keep exploring these issues. Think about the choices we make, the stories we read.
Because in a world where things aren't always what they seem, we need to look deeper.
Question everything.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Yellowface.
It's been a ride.